You are aware of our existence. Our attempt to place you in biochemical stasis has failed.
An aspect of this Crusade episode that didn't take any clues to discover is that it was possibly designed with malicious intent from the very start. Rick Berman had insisted that no episode would be about detective work in Star Trek, ever since he'd become bitter enemies with the writers of rival show Murder, She Wrote. Knowing this, writer and enemy of Rick Berman, Bruce Arthurs, got to work on a story so full of detective work and clues that the episode itself would even be named Clues, which, according to the Worth actor, made Rick Berman sick to the stomach. Patrick Stewart's appearance at WrestleMania 7 happened to coincide with the production of the episode Clues. As the crossover of the century, a couple of WWF wrestlers allegedly appeared as extras in this buttery episode, but as the captain's appearance at WrestleMania was ultimately edited out of the wrestling show, Star Trek vowed to only work with the much superior WCW in the future and not WWF. It's such a ferocious shame that the footage of Picard at the wrestling show was lost to the sands of time. At this stage, no one in the whole world will even corroborate that it even happened. The vultures were circling at the studio during the production of the episode Clues, when bird enthusiast Marina Citrus accidentally left her feed bag of bird food on the back seat of her convertible BMW car. The awful scavenging birds allegedly swooped down one by one, pecking holes in the feed bag and pecking holes in the car seats, leaving torn up scraps of plastic, seat leather and fishy bird food scattered all about the place. Witnesses possibly say that she initially screamed when seeing her car after having filmed the episode, but once she saw the vultures, she quickly calmed down, happy that the awful birds had full bellies for the day. Refusing to remove his little hat had become quite a problem for Lever Burton and his cousin Tim, who had bought matching trendy hats at a Hollywood retailer and had both become obsessed with the glamorous headwear. As a director, it was quite okay for Tim to keep a hat on all of the time, especially one that kept his curly hair under control. But things reached boiling point when Rick Berman told Lever to remove the hat. Allegedly, they came to blows, both of them bleeding on each other from their holes, but thankfully they shook hands at the end of the fist-filled exchange. New Paramount boss Stanley Jaffe was touring the studios, seeing where the magic was made during the hectic filming of Clues. So if you're watching the episode and wondering why a dignified corporate gentleman is walking around behind the cameras where you can't see, then this is why. Now, you might have thought that it was crazy that this episode first aired on the 11th of February 1991. But what's curious is that in Paraguay it aired in June on the 5th of June in 1991. So what exactly happened in those 96 days between those dates? It's as if time itself stood still, isn't it? It's as if a real rift in space and time had opened up. Oscillating Nightmare Wheaton's name was mud when the producers began cleaning up the back of the studio during the mid-season break after filming the episode Clues. At the rear of the studio, in a dark corner, they discovered his hiding place, where he'd left telltale stains, several empty and part-empty KFC cartons, and most worryingly, a part-written love letter, which was either written to Marina Citrus or to the Worth actor. The handwriting was so poor that no one could quite work out who it was for, and that's probably for the best. One of Michael Piller's directives when taking over responsibility of Star Trek was to heighten Star Trek's respect by appointing respected movie stars to roles in the show. Michael Caine had never been in Star Trek before, but following his role in Jaws 4, Michael Piller knew that Caine would take any role offered to him at this stage in his soapy career. Playing the role of Dan Mark Joseph here in a Blink or You'll Miss It scene, he really steals the show, although some admit that they'd never even noticed him in the episode at all because his scene was so short. It wasn't just Michael Caine that guest stars in this damn episode. In one of the greatest moves in Star Trek history, Paramount somehow managed to get hold of one of the biggest names in Hollywood to star in this Hensing episode. Playing the character of Guinan, Star Trek features Hollywood famous actress Whoopi Goldberg. It's amazing that she's in the episode. Those of you with eagle eyes would surely have noticed the crucial scene in Clues, where Deanna Troi manages to manhandle the much bigger and stronger Worth character. To be able to push him away in such a realistic and brutal manner, the actress began her weightlifting classes 6 months before the episode's initial production. Bodybuilding 3 times a week with a strict diet of protein and water, she quickly became strong like a man, and so by the time the episode came to the silver screen, she could easily deflect the large Klingon and push him around like a rag doll. Thanks for watching these fascinating facts about Clues, which is the halfway mark of Season 4 of The Next Generation. I'll see you next time. Subscribe if you wanna, and like it if you wanna. All the best, and bye.